soft ambient music. Have you heard about Pinewood Heights, the picture-perfect neighborhood where lawns are trimmed to the millimeter and porch lights switch on at dusk? In this tale, a homeowner's Amazon orders vanish in broad daylight, only to end up in the hands of the very HOA president sworn to protect the community. Bank-grade dye, secret pickup routes, and a chilling boardroom confrontation. This story has it all. So if you like stories like this, like and subscribe for more. I moved into Pinewood Heights expecting routine and safety, tidy streets, polite nods, harmony enforced by the Homeowners Association. For months it was ideal. Seasonal decorations appeared and vanished on cue, grass was mown on schedule, and everyone followed the unseen handbook of community standards. Then my first package arrived. The delivery alert pinged at 3:42 p.m. I saw the notification at work, assumed it sat waiting at my door. When I came home at 6, the porch was empty. No note, no box. Confused, I chalked it up to a missed delivery and shrugged off my unease. A day later, I checked my doorbell camera. At 3:42, the courier placed the package neatly. 2 minutes passed, then a figure in an HOA-branded sweatshirt strolled in, picked up the box, and walked away casually. That's when I realized the theft was sanctioned. The person in the hoodie moved with authority, as if following orders. I sent a polite email to Karen Bennett, HOA president, asking if volunteers had been securing unattended deliveries. Within the hour, she replied, warm, professional, concerned about resident security. 3 days passed with no follow-up. I tried again. A week later, still no answer but a reminder that they'd investigate. Meanwhile, my second package, something I'd ordered for work, disappeared at 2:18 p.m. Same hoodie, same calm, same route toward the center of the enclave. Now I knew it wasn't misunderstanding, it was method. Digging deeper, I noted every step. Driver arrival, 2-minute wait, hoodie, movement toward the inner loop near HOA offices. I mapped it all. Then I noticed Eric, a quiet maintenance man who trudged through sprinklers and hedges daily. I learned from passing neighbors that he answered only to Karen, carried her clipboard, and followed her instructions without question. One evening, I caught Eric unloading tools from the HOA truck alone. I struck up a conversation and gently mentioned the missing packages. He paused, then admitted, "It's part of the job. Mrs. Bennett trusts me to secure deliveries. If I don't, I'm out of work." His shoulders slumped. He wasn't profiteering, he was obeying. That revelation shifted everything. The hoodie wasn't disguise, it was uniform. The real power rested with Karen, who never touched boxes but orchestrated their collection. She'd convinced volunteers they were enforcing safety when in fact they were pilfering. I didn't want confrontation, I wanted proof. So I ordered a decoy, cheap, inconsequential, and arranged for a neighbor's wide-angle camera to film its pickup. True to pattern, at 3:27 p.m., Eric collected the box and delivered it 2 blocks away to the HOA's storage building. 10 minutes later, Karen herself appeared, unlocked the door, and accepted the parcel in pristine civility. No paperwork, no questions, just a handoff. Now I was sure this was systemic, not random. But suspicion alone wouldn't topple her. I needed undeniable evidence of intent. That's when I stumbled on bank-grade security die packs, pressure-activated cartridges used by armored cars, harmless but indelible. If someone opened my box, the dye would stain skin and fabric for days. With legal guidance, I crafted a trap, a false bottom box, a tiny camera, and the die pack positioned to discharge only upon opening. I recruited a willing neighbor whose porch camera covered the pickup spot. Everything was set to expose the moment the HOA crossed the line from securing to stealing. On delivery day at 2:11 p.m., the courier dropped it off. At 2:29, Eric's truck rolled in. He picked it up, followed the usual route, and entered the storage building. At 3:04, the internal camera blinked to life. Karen unwrapped the package, heard the hiss, and recoiled as vivid blue dye blossomed across her hand and sleeve. Her surprised expression was priceless, preserved in high definition, the final piece of the puzzle. That night, I backed up every video, timestamp, and log. I waited for the monthly HOA meeting. Under dim lights and floral centerpieces, residents gathered for budget votes and landscaping updates. At 7:42 p.m., during open forum, I stood and projected the surveillance, still frames of empty porches, the map of vanishings, the handoff footage, then the dramatic dye explosion. Gasps echoing, I turned slowly to Karen Bennett. "Why are you wearing gloves tonight?" I asked. She denied everything, claimed a kitchen burn, refused to remove the glove. Eventually, under pressure from board chair, she peeled it off, revealing her stained skin. Silence. The room sagged with disbelief. The chair called a recess. Corridors buzzed as neighbors whispered, realizing they'd been duped and damaged. When the meeting resumed, the board suspended Karen pending investigation. Eric rose next, confessed under oath that he'd followed her orders to collect packages, never questioned them, believing he was upholding community safety. Statements poured in that night. 9 residents, then 11, then more, recounting missing gifts, medications, electronics. They admitted they'd blamed carriers themselves or feared challenging the HOA. Now, fueled by collective relief, they signed affidavits. Within days, county detectives arrived. They cataloged video files, interviewed volunteers, and seized the storage building's inventory. Karen was indicted on multiple counts: misuse of authority, breach of trust, theft. Eric faced no charges. His cooperation secured leniency. Pinewood Heights installed secure package lockers, reformed enforcement protocols, and hired external auditors. Life returned to routine, yet subtly altered. Neighbors waved again. Conversations shifted from clandestine complaints to gardening tips. Mrs. Turner, whose granddaughter's gift had vanished, presented me with a photo of the little girl beaming over her new toy. Mark and Denise across the street thanked me with fresh-baked pies. Eric mended sprinklers with relaxed shoulders, no longer tiptoeing through lies. As for Karen, she slipped away before trial, her house dark and empty, her legacy reduced to bylaws rewritten and trust rebuilt. Pinewood Heights learned a lesson: order at the expense of transparency breeds corruption. And sometimes, all it takes to restore balance is one person willing to follow a delivery tracker, map a route, and set a trap. If you'd like more stories like these, please like and subscribe.